Hello, I'm Dan.
Model shot. Red Dwarf in space.
With this?
Over, we hear a terrifying ship
And
rumbling
this is part.
Then,
This is me
shut up,
reacting
shut
to
up.
the extended version of
Interior sleeping quarters. Morning. The snore
Red Dwarf
stutters
Body
and
Snatcher.
continues. A deranged-looking lister throws his cigarette
is,
packet against the wall. He pulls out a flare gun.
Oh,
checks
done
it's
it.
loaded,
I'll put
and
storyboard
holds it to his
sequences
head.
over it, and the
One
one
of
that
us
isn't
got to go. Close up. Lister's mad eyes.
from the bits that are in the
Next to
original one. I put the
model
storyboard
shot.
sequences
Red
over
Dwarf
it.
in space.
Bits
Caption,
out so you see
6
the
days
thingy.
earlier. Interior sleeping quarters. Morning. Lister is asleep in the armchair. He is wearing a very stained Muggs Murphy t-shirt with the caption, "Don't shoot." Sound effects, attention-grabbing siren. Emergency, emergency. Will all crew please proceed to General Assembly 4? This is a Class A emergency. Lister wakes and jumps out of the chair. He steps into a foil curry carton, slips, staggers up, and hops out of the room. Interior ship corridor, morning. Lister, half hopping, half running, as he tries to remove the curry carton from his foot without slowing down. Interior refectory, morning. Rimmer, H on his forehead, is standing at the head table. Lister enters, finally removes the curry carton and sits. Rimmer waits a while, checks his watch. Okay, let's get this show on the road. As you all know, we've had a Cadmium 2 accident, and the leak has resulted in the death of many of our
storyboard sequence
colleagues.
and the
As senior officer,
I don't insist on a
it
strict
falls
cut.
to me to establish the exact extent of the casualties. Wide shot. The refectory is, of course, utterly empty, except for Rimmer and Lister. What are you doing, Rimmer? Please, there will be ample time for questions after roll call. If everybody starts butting in every 5 seconds, we'll never get anywhere. We have to do this by the book. Bear with me. He looks down at the clipboard and reads. Ackenbach.
Some of the reason I'm doing the extending this is I feel like there's some bits in that could lead to the ways that some of the things that happened before that I didn't say happened.
He looks up again. Yes, he is going to go through the entire crew. They're all dead, Rimmer. Everybody's Caputo except me. Shh! Quiet at the back there. Appleford. Lister throws his voice.
And in the storyboard sequences,
Look,
I think
Lister,
it just
accident
gives a
or
better
no accident, this ship
presentation
carries
of what
on as
actually
always.
happens.
And yes, it may well emerge that you are indeed the only survivor, but we do things by the book. And the book says we hold a roll call. Then the book says we organise a search party. Then the book says we inform the relatives. What book is this, Rimmer? The whacked out people's book of crazy things to do? If you don't have order, if you don't have rules and discipline, if you don't have structure and regulations, what are you left with? Fun? He walks out. Hold it right there, Sonny. Right there. Right. Lister has gone. Rimmer shakes his head. There's always one. Interior ship corridor, morning. Lister heads towards the drinks dispenser, his soggy sock flopping. Rimmer rounds the corner in pursuit. Right there! Hold it right there, Milano! Lister stops at the drinks dispenser. That's better.
Isn't in the mission. This is only in the extended bit, so that
milkshake, flavour, beer. Now look.
I don't know, because the beer milkshake was in another episode anyway.
Races in front of him. All right, that's far enough. Now look. I know you don't like me, Lister, but you don't have to like me. All you have to do is fear me. I don't fear you, Rimmer. You don't? Not unless you're playing your Hammond organ albums. Lister walks through him and off. Interior drive room, morning. Lister enters. Holly, can you link into shiplib 5 and give me a full screen punch-up of CAR MMLT 475? Okay, Dave. Lister sits, feet up on console, removes his sock and rings it into the curry carton as Rimmer enters. Look, can we please try and discuss this in an adult fashion? On the screen, complex planetary diagrams are replaced by the madly juvenile opening titles of a Muggs Murphy cartoon. During the following, the titles wind down and crank up again annoyingly. Off! On! Off! On! Off! On! Off! Destroy! Erase! Eliminate!
I'm not even animating stuff myself, and no, I can't do it.
The cartoon flares up.
It's no good to putting the animations over the things.
Nice one, Rimmer.
The extended bits that aren't in.
Where were we? Being adult?
You do it yourself, or you think you could do it better?
Put yourself in my situation. I am dead. I am a hologram. I'm a computer-generated ghost. Just imagine what that feels like. Lister thinks. He softens. Okay. Yeah. It must feel awful. Awful? Awful is when your mother loses 3 toes in a combine harvester accident. Awful is when you're fumbling with your date in the back of your car and you discover she's got testicles. I'm talking about death, Lister. My death, which is the worst kind. Rimmer, what do you want me to say? It happens. Suck it up. Suck it up! I didn't fall off my bicycle and graze my knee, Lister. I died in a very horrible nuclear explosion. You can't put a little pink band-aid on that and kiss it better, matey pie. You don't know. Nobody knows. People who say they're not afraid of death, they're never the ones who've actually done it. Look, Rimmer. It's a big ship, 5 miles long and 3 miles wide. Drop in Christmas Day. You'll be very welcome.
5 miles long, 3 miles wide.
You don't understand, do you?
Because the cat stated that in another episode, didn't he? Was that one where DNA? Was that one?
Holly has the facility to produce just one hologram. Of the entire crew of 169 men and women, the one person he chose to bring back, he, in his super intelligent IQ of 6,000 wisdom, was me.
Talking of Little Mix, Chris Barry has actually made a cameo in one of their videos. Is it Word Up? Yeah, it's Word Up.
The person selected to return as a hologram shall be the most vital to the continued well-being of the ship, the mission, and the surviving crew. And just to remind us all once again who in your magnificent, unquestionable super mind is most vital? You, Arnold. Yes, me. Rimmer does a little jig. Me! Not any of those good-looking, twinkle-toothed, overprivileged, academy-educated geeks who know precisely which knife and fork to eat a stinking artichoke with their gentleman's club smugness and their Masonic handshaking arrogance, with their upper-class inbred golly-gosh self-satisfied docility. Me, who didn't have exam technique. Me, whose parents had to scrimp and save for everything, which is why I was 19 before I got my first super spy look-round-corners telescope. Me, who couldn't ooze effortless charm out of my hoity-toity backside. Me, Arnold, 2 pips, and that's as far as you're gonna go, mate Rimmer. That's who Holly chose. Me! He cranes his face close to Lister's. Me! The reason you hated those academy guys so much was because you wanted to be one of them? Why would
That's
I want
the end
to
of
be
part 1. Part 2 will be
despicable,
up soon. If it's already up, it'll be in a pinned comment.
They don't look down on us. It's you
There's
who
5
looks
parts
down on
actually.
us.
If they're all already up, it'll be in a pinned comment. My name is Dan, and
of course they look
be a
down on
kipper.
us.
I'll be back
We're
for
scum.
breakfast.
We're the